us, ever-growing comedian LeeAnn Tooker.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming this long way. It was quite a drive.
It was a little bit of a trek, but I'm happy to do it.
Now, okay, so what do you prefer, comedian or comedian?
Comedian.
Comedian. Comedian is what they used to call the women.
I know, but we don't need to
We don't do that anymore.
differentiate.
It's like comedian.
First of all, you can tell I'm all woman.
Right. It's like actor versus actress. Now, actresses just want to be called actors.
True.
Yeah, it's just.
Although, actually, I think I'm guilty of mine saying comedian, actress.
Yeah, no, and that's fine. I'm like, either way, so.
But yeah.
So you're a comedian now, but back it up. You're not an LA native, so where are you from originally?
I was born, this is like top secret information, I don't even know if you know, I was born in Alabama.
Oh, okay.
But it didn't stick, everybody, calm down. I moved when I was 2, so nothing really stuck to me. None of the negativities there stuck to me. Then they moved me to Houston.
Okay.
So, me and Beyonce just chilling.
Yeah.
All right, we weren't chilling, but I was there in the same city.
Right, but it's a metropolitan city.
Yes, it was, there's, when people hear I'm from Texas, they're like, "Oh my God, the cows!" That I'm like, no, calm down. I was in Houston.
I was in the city.
City. Yeah.
Yeah. So when was the last time you were back in Houston? Just curiously.
I mean, I don't even know. My family doesn't really live there anymore,
So it's just
so
like
there's
the
no
roots are
reason
not there.
why would anyone go back. Sorry, Texas, but
Right. And did you go to school in Houston, college?
I did. I went to the Performing Arts High School
Uh-huh.
in Houston for dance.
Really? Now that I didn't know.
I was real ready to be the next, Britney. I was like, or J-Lo. I understood that the singing voice for them wasn't, top
the main
tier.
attraction.
But but they could sell it, and that's what I could do. So I was like, hey, hook me up with auto-tune. Let's go.
Come
on, T-Pain, hook me up.
So you were dancing.
I was dancing.
And then how did you make the trek from that? So did you go from dancing to acting to comedy? Or
That's exactly what, that's it. Well, keep in mind, okay, so I was dancing. Then I went to the University of Houston for a while for acting. And then eventually moved to Dallas, and I finished and got my theater degree there. And I thought that I would be like the next,
Meryl Streep.
Angelina Jolie,
Yeah,
whatever.
we're coming
I
for you.
was ready to come out here and be a big star. But keep in mind that during dancing, during acting, during all these things, other people are saying, I really think you should do stand-up. And I'm like, you are crazy. That's really hard, They're like, you're funny. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going on stage saying, I'm about to be funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if you're funny at a party. If your joke doesn't land, no one knows you were trying to make them laugh,
Right.
So I didn't listen to any of that, and then I moved to LA, and then I was taking an acting class, and the acting teacher said, I really think you should try stand-up.
And you're like, if I hear that one more time.
And so then I
I'm gonna
took
try
a
it.
class, and I thought, well, I'll take a stand-up class, and then I can just be like, I'm just here for fun, guys, and if I suck or something, I'll just act like I was just killing time or whatever. That was the plan. But then the first time in class that I had everyone laugh, I was like, oh my God, why didn't, all the times that people said that to me came flooding back, and I was like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, but because sometimes it works in the reverse. Because have you seen T.I.'s comedy, the rapper?
No, I haven't.
I think he's that guy that's funny at parties and thought it was going to transfer to stage, and it's been awful. And so,
well, and he's had success, so
And
he's
he's had
already
major
feeling,
Yeah.
I'm pretty
And
great at everything.
the jokes
so.
are just not landing. I'm actually going
Yeah.
to send you some clips because it's actually quite cringe. But
I mean, to be honest, that's kind of a thing in LA. There's a lot of because we have so many talented people
right.
doing other things, and they're like, well, I'm not scared of being on stage. I'm fun. I'm an actor. I'm this. And so they think they can, it's a whole different
It's a niche
deal.
thing.
It's
It's
really
a
different
very
deal.
niche thing. So it's so how do you go about writing your jokes? Are you pulling them right out of your real life or? Because you're funny off the cuff too.
Thank
you're
you.
funny on the fly.
Oh,
you're very
thanks.
witty. as
Thank
well.
you. Well, I would say when I started, it was very intentional joke writing. You know what I mean? It was I just got off the phone with technical support and they pissed me off, and I'm gonna, come
Make
up
it
with some
funny.
ideas
Yeah.
and, stuff like that. And then stuff started just happening more. The more you use the muscle, the more it's just naturally doing. I'm making people laugh at Macy's and while I wait in line or whatever. And then I'm like, all right, well, the thing I just said to her was actually pretty good. And then I text it to myself or whatever. So I have it for later. And then the other thing that I think is so interesting about comedy is that sometimes the joke just grows on its own while you're on the stage. So I will
Well, walk us through that.
so like I'll start out with a joke. Okay, like I have a joke about how it's forget about finding a man, I can't even find a bra I like, you know, and then I talk about and it is hard if you're a big busted woman to find the right
right, it is.
the right material. But so I have a joke about that, and I say, you know, I thought about it. I think I want the same things out of a man in a bra. You know, be supportive, make me feel sexy, don't irritate me. Okay, that usually gets a laugh, and then I go, you know, bros and bras are failing on the don't irritate me part.
Right.
And for a long time, that was kind of the joke. But you're telling it to different people at different times, at different shows. And so sometimes it'll just strike you a different way. And so one day I said, you know, both of them are failing at the don't irritate me part. And then I said, they've each given me a rash, you know, and it just like came out. But that's like another like.
It's another level.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it just like kind of grows. Sometimes I look back on because I record, you know, a lot of comedy just to like watch myself and critique and
etc.
yeah, it's terrible, and I usually wait 3 months before I'll even look at it. But you know, I'll look at some old stuff, and I'm telling the joke. I don't even remember telling it that way. It's gotten so much better. I'm embarrassed by this
What it used to
older
be.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I don't even realize it's grown until I look back at the old version, and I'm like, I don't even remember doing it like that. You know.
Well, do you ever get sick of jokes, or is it really like whatever the crowd wants? Like, have you ever retired a joke?
Oh yeah. I get sick of my jokes all the time.
Oh.
So I kind of, I'll be into a couple of jokes. I'll like be excited about telling them every time, and then after a while I'm over it, and they kind of go on like a mental shelf, and I do other things, and I write new jokes, and and then like a year later I'll be looking at like a joke list, and I'm like, why haven't I been telling that? I love that joke. You know, it's just like, just needs a little break.
You just need a little break.
You know, like dating, you know, like they're fun for a while, then put them on the shelf for a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Find someone new.
Get somebody else in the roster.
That's right.
Get somebody else in the roster.
Keep it rolling.
Oh my goodness. So what did you say is like one of your favorite things about doing stand-up comedy?
My favorite thing here, well, what's interesting is that, and I don't think I'm alone in this, I think other comics would probably agree, that there is some element of like dreading going. I don't know, it's like a weird...
It's like nervousness? Or?
No, and it's just like, I don't wanna tonight, and then the minute you get there and you tell the jokes, you're like, I'm so glad I came, this is so fun, you know, and it's like, it's a weird, and I'll talk to other comics and they're like, yeah, no, I totally hated the idea all day, didn't want to do it, you know.
I know some other comics that are like, oh, I got a show tonight, I just want to go get this over with.
I
I'm
know,
like,
I know.
what?
And then the minute you do it and it feels so good, you're like, can I have 10 more minutes? You know what I mean? Like you want to go longer, you want to...
Well, you know what they say. So I was talking to an actor earlier, and he's really good. Well, he was, rest in peace, really good friends with Robin Williams, and you know who is like one of the funniest people who's ever walked the planet. And he's like, everybody assumes the comedians are these happy-go-lucky people, and he's like, they're some of the most depressed.
That's why we're funny.
people.
Okay, we
I'm
had
like, what is
to
that about?
deal with life some kind of way, and this is like
Wow.
our coping mechanism. Totally. That I tend to think that people who do improv are the happy ones.
Okay.
The whole premise of improv is like yes and.
Yeah.
Like whatever you say, you yes and it. And I feel like stand-ups are more like, no, but you know,
Yeah, you know the way.
let me tell you why this pisses me off. You know, like so I think there's an undertone of that, you know.
There's definitely that there. Wow, that's really interesting. So I mean,
But you asked me my favorite thing, and I will say that despite dreading it sometimes, that it has hopefully the laughter that I've shared in rooms with people has healed them, but telling the jokes and doing the stuff has healed me. And I didn't go into it for that. In fact, I would have probably said, like, I don't need healing. I'm a tough bitch. I can handle it, you know.
Right.
But writing jokes about, like, you know, growing up and anxiety and depression and all these things, like, and having other people kind of laugh at your, you know.
Laugh at your pain?
Yeah, with me. Like, with me takes away some of the sting of it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's not quite as, like, painful anymore. So.
You can make light of it.
This is me healed. Partially healed.
Partially healed.
I gotta keep writing jokes to really heal it all.
And I mean, and it never stops. I mean, because I feel like we have some comedians who were like the greatest, and now they're scared to get on stage. People like Eddie Murphy, like he won't touch a stage, like, you know.
I mean, but God, you gotta think Eddie Murphy, like, you've been
To the
that dude.
Yeah.
And I would be like, let me go out on a high note. Let
Yeah,
me get out
I don't want to touch this again and then have a special Netflix that flops.
That's what I'm saying. So like if they taped like a special, you know what I mean, and they were like, oh my God, it's amazing, I'd be like, let's hear that for a couple years.
Yeah.
You know.
Before we go back in.
Yeah.
And possibly mess this up. So I mean, but what do you like the least about comedy? Like what is the thing that you dread the most?
I mean, not to be like a womp womp feminist, but the thing I hate about it, womp womp, the thing I guess that to some degree, not everywhere, not all comics, okay, but to some degree, it's a little bit of a boys club. And so there are times when, now in town, you know, I know a lot of the comics and they know me and everything's cool, but like if I get a show out of town and it's comics I don't know, it is my experience that until they see me go on stage and do great, they're just sort of like, oh, hey, what's up?
Because they don't think that women are funny.
Right. But if I'm a dude and they haven't seen me go up, they're like, hey, man, come on in. Yeah, the green room. You know, like dude stuff. You know what I mean? And I'm like, Right. And then we all go on stage, usually.
You're the funniest one.
Yeah. And then they're
course.
like, hey, man, I'll follow you on Instagram. And I'm thinking,
no thanks.
I mean, yeah, you can add to my numbers, but you know.
I'm not gonna follow you back.
I'm not thrilled with you. I've made the mental note that you couldn't just be
a decent person.
Yeah.
Off the rip. Yeah, that's crazy how men are like that sometimes.
Seriously.
Not all.
Not all men, not all comics.
But speaking of going out of town, you were just in New York.
I was.
Which is so fabulous. What was that like? I mean, you did a whole run of shows, right?
It was so great. Yeah, it was only my second trip to New York. I'd only been one other time, and it was when I was younger and I was dating an older man, so obviously he tainted the entire experience. So I was excited to go back and like do a redo, you know. And I did 3 shows in 4 nights. I stayed, I don't know a lot about New York, but I stayed in the financial district, which is kind of like a nice area, sort of central to where everything was. I rode a ferry, I went to the Statue of Liberty, you know.
You killed it on stage.
And I killed it. And the first show was straight from the airport.
Oh.
And I arrived, it was raining, I had all this luggage, I had a big coat, I bought all this shit because I thought I was like moving to Alaska or something. It was ridiculous. Everybody I talked to was like, you gotta buy these leggings and these boots, and like, they were really acting like I was gonna be like plowing snow or something,
right.
You know? So I had all this stuff and I rolled in and did the show, and it was a great show. It was at a place called QED in Queens.
Oh, nice.
And it was a super fun show, and it like just started the trip off on a great note.
Is that where all the shows were in Queens, or did you get to go
different places?
Oh,
so it was
dope.
Queens, and then Staten Island, and then Midtown.
Oh, so you got to take the ferry.
Yes.
That's a cool experience.
So I did the Staten Island ferry, and then I also did the ferry to Liberty Island for the Statue of Liberty. So I was like kind of the ferry.
You were the ferry girl.
She was a fairy.
She was a fairy. Remember that trend? You're a TikToker. All right, so
yeah,
what is life like as a comedian on TikTok?
I mean, I can't really say that I'm killing it. You guys can help me out. Get on there and love my lip syncs, will ya? You know, I think a lot of comics, because they don't want to burn their material on TikTok, they're posting like short clips of interaction in that moment, you know, which is also what has falsely led a lot of non-comics to believe that that's all comedy is. Well, and that's all we do, is that we just go up there and go, where are you from? Who you banging? We have material that we've worked really hard on, that we've cultivated, or, you know, that we want to give to you. We do a little, you know, or if you act up, I'm going to have to address it and, you know, hopefully be funny in the moment and whatever.
I feel like you're the best at dealing with hecklers.
Oh, thanks.
Because you're like really super witty.
I was like, have you seen me slay a bunch of hecklers?
I don't know. I've seen you live quite a few times, and I feel like you're good in like all situations.
I try to do a heckler situation so that it's, you know, so that I'm not like roast. I mean, unless I had someone very mean, but usually a heckler is just someone who's like had a little too much alcohol and they're just excited and kind of want to be part of things. And so I try to shut them down in a way that's funny, but like no one wants to stab me in the parking lot later. You know what I mean? Like
that's the best.
Yeah, it's ideal if I could go home unwounded. You know?
Right, because it gets ugly sometimes. I'm sure.
I mean, I guess it could.
I've seen people get thrown out of shows. I'm just like, why would you come here and act like?
Oh,
that?
I know. I've seen some like further along the way comedians who have like crazy drunk losers in there.
Well, I know this is like such a cliche question. I mean, I could tell you where I see you in the next 5 years. I think you're going to be doing all kind of guest star roles, and I think eventually you should have your own special. Like, you should.
Somebody listen to her.
Listen to me. Have a huge following of people because you have a certain kind of like, middle of America, everyday woman, very relatable, down to earth style of comedy.
Everyone.
That, right? But but where do you see yourself in 5 years? What do you think you're gonna do?
Honey, these days, if I'm being real honest, I'm not sure what's going on with this country,
Yeah.
so I don't know where I'll be. I might be in Portugal or Spain or
I might be making an exit plan.
Mexico. The offers for international marriage are on the table there. I'm open to these things.
Are you serious?
Maybe, yeah. I think about leaving, yeah. But in a perfect world, with better administration and everything like that going on here, I would want to do some TV, before it's lights out for me, because I just feel like, and I would really love like an ensemble sitcom type of situation.
Oh, you would kill in that kind of environment.
And I love that environment because I like to have a group like Nina, and I've been in Nina's productions, and we become a family, and I made great friends from TV Land, who I just saw recently at your other productions. So
and Brian and all the cast.
Yeah, so I like the idea of having kind of a family. My idea is not I'll be the lead of the sitcom, and
But a supporting.
Like a Friends, like a Seinfeld. Oh God, I would love to be Elaine or be her friend.
Or be anything on Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Anything except for an extra.
Except I dance too good to be Elaine. So.
Now I gotta see you dance. I felt like I've seen something, but maybe I haven't.
Well, I know. I think the dancing you saw, I'd had a drink or two, and that's not really what. That's not really the kind of.
Oh, you were dancing bad on purpose for the play, right?
No, but I mean, when we went to that TV Land pre-party thing, and they played some Sheila E. from back in the day, and I got crazy.
You did get crazy. Yeah, I remember that now. But that wasn't a good representation.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, that's good to know.
I was several Tito's in. That's not an accurate representation.
Well, then I'll just forget that happened.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
You just read
Another thing I want to do, just on a bucket list before I die, is I do want to choreograph something.
Really?
And just something short to a cool song, like me and one other hired dancer, and film it. Because when I was dancing my little heart out and looked great doing it, we didn't do all this camera stuff. You know what I mean?
So that's so popular now.
I don't have a lot of evidence.
Can you do the dancing in heels stuff?
Yeah, I can dance in heels. I prefer not to this time, at this age with my feet. At this young age,
We don't want to dance in heels? Well, you should do that. Do that now. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. So I want to. That's one of the things.
All right. Well, let the people know where they can find you.
Oh, you can find me. It's LeeAnn, LeeAnn Tooker, Tooker, like hooker but with a T. And it's LeeAnn Tooker on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook.
Are you on LinkedIn?
YouTube. I'm not on LinkedIn because I had an office job and had nosy managers. You know how it tells you who looked? And when I saw that, I was like, oh, hell no. Delete.
And tell them where's your next show.
So it's LeeAnn Tooker at everything. I have a show on Valentine's because, of course, they were like, oh, who's not in love and who's sad and lonely that can do our show tonight? I know, LeeAnn.
Yeah,
So I have a show on Valentine's, and I have a show on the 22nd called Queer Here to Laugh that I co-host. And and I wanted to tell everybody, you can find me on Prime Amazon. I'm in a show called Rosie Trans Presents, and I'm in episode 7, Wicked Women of Comedy.
Ooh, Wicked Women of Comedy. I love that. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys. I think that's all we have for you guys today, but we appreciate you, and we'll see you next Thursday. Bye.
Thanks.
Wicked Women of Comedy.